First, he says who he is. I am the Lord, your God, who has brought you out of the land of Egypt and out of the house of bondage. That's what he says in verse 2. And then in verse 3 and 4, he's saying to not have any other gods before him. In verse 5, he's saying you should not bow down to them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities, which is the sin of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. And then he gives that loving promise in verse 6, but showing mercy and steadfast love to 1,000 generations. So as we see here, God is a faithful and just God. In verse 5, yes, he says the iniquities of the father. In some instances, it's not saying that in every instance, but in some instances, the iniquities go to the third and the fourth generation, which that's a few generations, right? And these are for the people who hate him. But for the people who love him, look at how he's showing mercy and love and to 1,000 generations. So that just gives you that example that God, he is truly a loving God. Yes, there's certain things that he punishes, but look at 3 and 4 generations compared to 1,000 generations. That's just to show his extreme mercy and generosity for the people who love him. And just giving you encouragement that if you feel that you have gone down a road of no return, that is not possible. You can always turn back to God, and he is willing and able, and he will do it. Accept you back. There is nothing too great that he can't be there for you and forgive you for. Otherwise, for others of you, continue pursuing his word. My hope is that these daily inspirations is to help you get into the word yourself. Honestly, the Bible is such a interesting, wonderful, inspired word of God, but also a historical document. And the stories are truly fascinating. And when we